Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here with another Factorio for Beginners, and I was doing some stuff off camera, and suddenly I got an alarm. Now we've got the 40 things ready for a Covarex thing. I've actually, if you look up here, I've actually got 3 of these running and one that I just put a ghost down. I've also got this here. This is my thing that takes the spent fuel cells and then dumps them out into here. So it runs them up and around just to get them out here. And you see these Covarex processes are spitting out the occasional 235, which then ends up in this box here, and it has 104 in it. So we're actually really starting to back up on these 235s, which is fantastic. The more of those, the better. But while I was doing all that, I got an alert that we actually hit the maximum power that we could make with our steam turbines. We went over on the steam turbines, and the alarm went off telling me that we're not making enough power to run the base, which is kind of amazing. So I need to double this. if you can believe it, we're gonna need to double our nuclear power. So that's what we're gonna do today. And the main reason I hit that is I figured the best way to use up all the copper and iron that we're pumping into the base now, that we should go down here and we should set up our modules. The speed modules and the productivity modules in particular. Like I mentioned before, the efficiency modules, I literally don't care about them. I don't ever want to. I don't ever want to put efficiency modules in anything. The only reason I'm making them is because I want this series to be somewhat complete. But if you look here, we are making modules, and I set these up, and I figured I'd set it up and then show it to you and let you know what's going on. So what we're doing here is we are making, and I've put speed modules in these guys, but I'm going to be taking them out to replace them with speed module 3s. And tell you what, while I do that, I never plugged in my headset. Hold on a second. You could possibly hear the game through my microphone. Let me grab these speed module 3s. We have 14 of them now. And what I want to do here is I want to replace these speed module 2s with speed module 3s iteratively as we go. And what we have here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these feeding into 5 of these, feeding into 2 of these. And for some reason, these guys aren't running. Why aren't they running? They don't have purple. Oh, I never set up the arms. I should probably check these things before I start recording, but I got excited when I got that alarm. I need to pull purple things from up here. There we go. And you guys don't need purple, or blue, I should say, circuits. You need regular. So now these things are running. But anyway, speed module 3s. So we wanna kind of space these out so that they are even, which means that for 10 of these, and the reason I have the ratio set up, if you look here, it takes 15 seconds to make a productive. Oh. We're getting an alarm, but it's not telling me. Yeah, see, this alarm is going off, but it's not telling me this down here. That's kind of funny. But yeah, see, now it's not going off anymore. That's kind of funny that it didn't bother updating down here until it was actually off. But that's, I guess that's the way it is. But yeah, so occasionally we run out of power, then this thing needs to kick on and run that. So I'll definitely have to fix that pretty quick. But let's continue here. So these take 15 seconds to make one productivity module 1. These take 30 seconds to make a productivity module 2, but we need 4 productivity module 1s, so we need twice as many 1s as 2s. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we have 5 of these, and the reason we have 5 of these is these take 60 seconds, which is twice as long, but they take 5 productivity modules. So the math works out. For every one of these, you need 2.5 of these, so I figured I'd just make 2. So what I want to do here is I want to put speed modules in these, and then I want to put speed modules in half of these. Now I can only put them in in 2 or 3 of them. So I'm going to put them in 2. And then I want to put speed modules in half of these, which would be 5, but we don't actually have the speed modules to do that yet. So we'll just do 4. These guys already have speed modules ones in them, and I'm going to take those out. We don't want to use speed module 1s anymore. Speed module 1s are for posers. I think I did some copy pasting, which is what got the speed module 1s in here. So now I can take these speed module 1s. Oh, they're actually in my logistics slots here. Let me turn off logistics so I can pull these out and just stuff them in there so they'll get used eventually. We've already got 4 more, which means I can take these speed module 3s, put them in this guy. So now 3 of these guys have speed modules, 3s, and 5 of these guys. So now we're basically halfway there with speed modules. And that'll make these things run faster. But they're really, really, really chewing up our power. We need more power, and we need more nuclear, and we need to take care of that right now. But the nice thing about this is this really uses up circuits, and it really uses up copper, and it really uses up iron. So what we want to do here, and also this copper line is nowhere near good enough, or sorry, the circuit line is nowhere near good enough. Yeah, you know what? I'll worry about that later. I'm gonna worry about that later because we're up against a clock on the power. So I'm gonna do nuclear power first. I'm gonna do all the math off camera, and I will be back when I'm up there ready to set up my second nuclear power plant, which is actually gonna supersede the first one. I'm gonna tear down the first one and use it to build the second one. All right, so here is the task we have at hand. We currently have 2 nuclear reactors producing 145 megawatts. We are going to double the number of reactors, which is actually going to, I think, 6 times our power output, if I'm doing the math right. Because these 2 reactors are actually acting like 4 because of the neighbor bonus. When we get there... there we go. When we get there with 4 of these, each one is going to have 2 neighbors. So actually, each one of these is going to be worth 3. So we're actually going to have 12. We currently have 4, and we're going to have 12. So we need 3 times the amount of everything that we have here. So if you look here, we have, what is this? We have 2 reactors, and then we're going to need, well, we need double the reactors, but then we need 3 times the everything else. So we have 16 heat exchangers, so we actually are going to need 48. And we have 28 steam turbines, which is times that by 3, and that's 28, I don't know what it is, 56, I think. Which actually, if you do the math and you're really stickler about it, it's actually 55. So I don't want to build 4 reactors, 48 heat exchangers, and 83, I'm sorry, I said 82, and it doesn't really matter, 83 total steam turbines. I want to make the 55 steam turbines only 32, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the blueprint of the new reactor, and then I'm going to dismantle this one and create and build the new one, so that we don't have 2 reactors running. We have 1. So I'm going to build the other one though. I'm going to build it over here. And I'm just gonna have my bots clear all these trees out of the way, so we can work. And I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna pump the water off of here into an array that's very similar to this one. And I'm actually going to, well, actually I won't do that. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do something special here with the reactors. We're going to we're gonna put them like this, and then like this, just like we were planning down there. But we're going to then run the heat exchangers and stuff off to each side. And the reason we're going to do that is that way we have a nice spot here and a nice spot here to feed fuel into them like we're doing here. Okay, so what do we need? We need 48 total heat exchangers, which is going to be, I don't have like a nuclear toolbar, do I? No, I don't. So what I want to do is I want to lay out a heat exchanger. Let's just put one here, and then a steam turbine. I don't need this up. a steam turbine. Put one down here and a heat exchanger. That way, I think I called this a heat exchanger. This is a heat pipe. That way I have all these things available to me. So we're going to think of this in groups of two. We're going to have a group of two coming off this way and a group of two coming off this way. So each one of these groups of two, we need 24 heat exchangers. So if we want to do it like this, like kind of like we did before, where we had these two things coming off. 24 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. 24, 48. That's how many we want. So this will work here. And then we can say copy this and paste it here. I cut. So paste it here as well. So easy to cut instead of copying. So that's all the heat exchangers we need. Then we're going to need the pipes. So actually I need somewhere I got pipes. Yes, I do. We're going to need pipes coming out. Like this. And like this. And I'm pretty sure one water pump. Actually, pipes I do have a thing for. There we go. I'm pretty sure one water pump will be fine. Or two water pumps, I should say, will be fine for these. So I actually I'm going to want to build... He, of course, doesn't go all the way here. And I'm going to need to pause for a moment. Sorry about that. I totally forgot to start recording again after pausing. I haven't done very much. I just I set up my pipes. I'm figuring every one of these sets of two steam turbines heat exchangers should have a single pump. So we're going to have two pumps coming up this way, and then I'm running the steam out this way. And then I was working out how to set up the turbines, and I realized that with 84 steam turbines total, and we want to cut them in half, well, 83 steam turbines total, we're going to want 42 on a side. And 42 is 7 by 6, so I've got 7 going down, and then I was doing 6 across, and I was about to do all this, and then I realized I wasn't recording, so that's where we are right now. So obviously this is in the way, which is annoying, but we'll just deal with it. So let's go ahead and actually let's go copy this, and then we'll just paste, 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 and we'll just, it'll paste what it can and then not paste what it can't. So there's that side. And we can also scoot those down a little bit. Scooch them down. So we also want basically the same thing on this other side, except we want it to be flipped. So I'm going to do this amount right here, and we're going to rotate this around. And that'll be perfect. And then we want these pipes here. Like this. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect here. We got to do a little bit of fidgeting. But yeah, and then this will come down here, and that'll go there, and then these guys will be able to come out like this, and this, and this, and this. And then we need the same thing here, and we want to center it. So it looks like that is perfect, because that's even on the top and the bottom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's our steam turbines. And I just remembered we have to fit power in here. We could do substations. Do we have any substations on us? We do. We have 2 substations on us. If we put a substation here... Ah, that's terrible. It's like 1 off. So yeah, we need to spread these guys out. So let's start over. Actually, let's cut these and these. And then we can paste. We'll just go 1 off. One off, and that's 8, which is wrong. So let's do this. Let's... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. There's no easy way to do this and make it look pretty. But I think that's good enough. So then we'll cut this, and we can paste it back the way it was. Right there. Get rid of this tree that somehow managed to stick around. And then all we need is pipes from here to here. That connects all of our steam to these guys. And then we apparently drove through a through a rock over here at one point. These guys get their water from here. Don't need those anymore. And that's good. All we need to do now is pump the water in and get the... Well, and, you know, fix this problem here. We actually need to deconstruct all of these. We'll just duplicate that when the time comes. Something like that. And then those will be duplicated, and then we're good to go. Okay. So we are ready to go. We need 2 more pumps. Offshore pump. We can't even make them. So we gotta go down. We need more pipes and more pumps. And then we can take this apart and make it. So let's start. Because we don't want to take this thing down while it's still making power. So let's go ahead and actually let's go. Oh, it just put fuel in. That's annoying. This is our loading system. We're just going to copy and paste that here, and then we're going to delete it. Because we don't want it. We want to use it over there. So let's run down. I don't remember where I put my car. But I'm going to run down, and I'll be back in a minute when I'm back up here with the pumps and more pipes. All right, I'm back up here. I have my pipes running. I have my thing set up. I don't have it set to feed fuel yet, but we can do that manually, at least for the start. We're basically now waiting for these guys to run out of power, which they have, and we are no longer generating any power from steam turbines. So this is now defunct. So we can trash the entire thing. Minus, I guess, the... Don't need to trash this. However, you know what? It's not going to have power around it anymore anyway, so why not? We're also going to need to trash that. We're getting alarms everywhere. So let's get these going. There we go. Then we can head up here and let them build the rest of this using the parts that we have. Is that everything? Looks like it is. So now we want to just take this whole thing, paste it over here. Like it to be even. if we can make it be. A tree's in the way. Well, guess what? Tree's no longer in the way. And we should ideally have the exact correct number of things. It looks like we're one steam turbine off. Oh, that's right. We're one steam turbine off because we actually don't need all the steam turbines. We can ditch one of these. So there's that. I have a ton of nuclear fuel in my inventory here. I'm going to put one, actually I'll put two in each of these guys. Because there's one, it costs one to get all the pipes up to temperature, and then it costs another one to actually get it up to 1,000. Now all we need to do is duplicate this here. Now they'll pick those up. We need to set this up for each of these. Let my bots recharge and get back in me. Then we can go up here and do the same thing up here. Which is perfect. And now what we can do is, instead of running belts and stuff, if I have them still, I do, we can set up a couple roboports. And I think, no, it won't quite fit here, sadly. I thought it would. But we can set up a roboport right here. So he can reach, actually we can set it up even nearer. Right, I'm in the way. Right here. And then another one right here. And then set up power poles. So that they are connected to power. And I think, let me make sure my base is connected to power. No, this right here is not connected. So for now, let's just do that. And how are we doing? We're still way below on power because we haven't, our steam turbines haven't kicked on yet. Let's see how we're doing on the pipes here. The pipes are at 360, so it'll be a minute before we actually get these. And let me just put one more in each of these. There we go. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm setting this up so that robots handle all these things. And what I want to do here is I want to have... Oh, you know what? We can't do it yet. Never mind. Never mind. We need the logistic network stuff first. Yeah, we can't route reasonably with robots for the time being. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to do what we did before. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, see, these are running now. And we can generate 332 megawatts, which is a little bit less than I was expecting. Yeah, but these guys, notice these guys are running at this capacity, where they could be running at this capacity. So I'm not sure what this number means, but we'll worry about that some other time. So yeah, let's just run the fuel. We have plenty of fuel now. I'm actually going to run this slightly differently. But I don't know how slightly differently to run it. Nah, let's just keep it up the way it was. Because what I want to do here is minimize the number of things on the belt. But there's only a certain number that you can have, so... Oops. We need our yellow belt thing back. There we go. So he'll connect to him. And then this guy will come off this way. Just like it did before. Now we're going to need a splitter here to send up here. So we can go off of this. There we go. Oh, and I seem to have... Oh, I screwed that up. There was water in the way. It wants to chop down this tree. I hate that. Sometimes the game thinks you want to chop down a tree when what you really want to do is just get rid of something. Speaking of getting rid of something, we got to get rid of the empties from this guy. I think I'm going to run them down here. We're just going to run the empties away the same way we brought in these, and we'll just run them. Actually, we could run them right to here. And we need power to these guys. Oh wait, that guy already has power. So we just need these kind of poles just to bring power in here and there. Oh, we also need steam. Haha. All the things we need. Now, we're going to need two of these storage tanks, and I probably can't make them. I forgot about the storage. Oh, I can make one. Sweet. So there we go. Now we have two of these. We need the storage tank in order to tell how much steam is in the thing, because we need to connect. You're the one who cares about the steam, and that's a green wire. There we go. And steam is currently not quite 25. So yeah, it's filling up right now with steam. So as soon as it fills up, it gets over 24. He's going to turn red. And now we're not going to take the empties out. So I'm actually going to take these out so that these guys are sitting here. Yeah, and he's not running, but that's okay because we have plenty of power. So now I got to run around and do the same thing on this side. We need this guy here. We need a green wire going to you. And then we need to take out all of these so that you'll get it into. We need to make sure that each one of these has either one empty or is running. Yeah, because they should never have an empty in them, right? Yeah, see, he's not running at all. He needs one in order to go. So his empty actually would have been fine. There we go. Now we're set. They all have fuel in them. So when this gets to the bottom, they'll create an empty. That's what we want. And the heat pipes are at about 1,000 degrees. We got plenty of power. Everybody's happy. Okay. Now we need to route the empties back. Just the way we did before. Might as well run them down. Of course I'm out of belts. We'll have to deal with that fairly soon before the empties end up backing up on the line, but that'll be plenty of time before that happens. Let's just throw them in here to get reprocessed. And then we can also throw, actually in here, we can throw these in the output. And also throw two of them on the belt. I want them on the same side so that these run. Meanwhile, Covarex is running quite well. We've got 200 of these. This is a wooden box. I'm going to replace it with a steel box just so we end up with more. We are not really backing up on Uranium-238, so we're fine on that. And there you go. I just tripled my nuclear power. This guy's not running. That could be a problem. Let's find out why. What did I screw up? Let's see. These guys have steam. These guys are not consuming any steam because they're not connected to power. And that's also probably why we're so low. There we go. Now we can make 531 megawatts, and we're only using 143 of it. So now we are ready for the future of our system. We're still actually making some power from the leftover ones over here, but that's not a big deal. Okay, well we're chewing through the last of our copper here. We're also chewing through the last of our coal, which, let's see, these guys here, none of these guys are running. None of these guys are running. These guys are out. And these guys are out. That means we've got 3 regular miners and 3 of these guys. He actually isn't running anymore either. These guys have like a couple thousand total, and these guys have a couple thousand total as well. So we're almost out of coal. So I guess I'm going to have to do that as well. We'll have to get coal from an off-site source. Coal's not a big deal as far as power is concerned. We're actually using coal still to smelt, but we can fix that very easily by cutting into this, which I think I'm going to do right now. Because I'd hate my... Although, you know what? These smeltings are going away. I just realized that. These... This one's gone. We're not using the steel one anymore. And the entire purpose of the stone and the brick here is to use up that stone patch. Because we have these coming in too that we're not using. So really the only one we care about is the copper. And then actually we don't care about either one. We just want to get rid of them. But the coal, we do need coal. Because coal is not just for power, we use it to make plastic. So, yeah, so we got this, yeah, we got that, we got this. So, I guess next time we'll be going after coal, and I guess there's a coal patch. Pretty big. I don't see one closer. Let me turn off some of these things. Let me turn off pollution. You can see a lot more when you turn off pollution. Yeah, we got 3 coal patches down in the south, and then that's really it. So yeah, I'll be tapping probably this one. And I'll just probably bring it over here and make one last drop-off thing. Yeah, we got 2 coppers, stone, brick, and steel, and then we'll do a coal one, and then we'll probably be done with training stuff in. Once we get to that point, we don't really need to worry about training things. But that's all coming up next time. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you learned something about nuclear power. I know I did. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I am Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.